We have started advanced chats and we have discussed 7 different types of advanced chats. So till now, like what we have discussed are, we have discussed word cloud in the advanced chats. Till now we have discussed word cloud. Number 2, bar and bar chat. Bar and bar chat. Number 3, waterfall chat. Waterfall chat. Number 4, bomb chat. Number 5, grouped bar chat. Number 5, grouped bar chat. Number 6, do not chat. Number 6, do not chat. And number 7, funnel chat. So these chats were discussed in the last session. So we have other 10 to 13 chats in the advanced. So let me complete all of them now. So the next type of chat is spark lines. The next type of chat is spark lines. So when we use the spark lines, if we are analyzing the continuous data in Tableau, if we are analyzing the continuous data in Tableau by taking across multiple dimensions, then we will make use of this spark lines. So in the spark lines, like what we will do is we will compare the last value with the before value, and we will check whether the last value is more than the previous value or not. So how exactly the spark lines will look? Let me show you that spark lines chat. So just a minute. I'm not having that. Yeah. So these type of chats are called as spark lines. Okay, these type of chats are called as the spark lines. Here, where we'll show the combination of line plus circle. The circle indicates the last value. So this last value we have to show either in the green color or in the red color. This red color indicates the last value is less than the previous value, whereas the green color indicates last value is more than the previous value. So in this way, I would like to build a spark line for the continuous data. Okay, for all my sales across all the years in every region. In every region here we are showing sales across all the years, or sales across over all the years. So how to build this chart? Just walk through Tableau. Okay, so here I'm taking the region into my rows to get the region. Next, take the month, continuous month, because to get the continuous data, I'm taking continuous month. So I am looking like line, just change the mark type to line. Here we got the lines. Next, drag this sales or profit. Just take profit and profit into rows. I'm taking the profit and I have profit into my rows. Just scroll down and move it up. Just move it up. Just scroll down and move it up. Now here we have to get the last value. So here how to get the last value? Here I would like to show only the last value. So how to show only the last value? Just create a calculated field with the name last profit. So when we get the last profit, if and only if my last equal to 0, if my last equal to 0, then give me sum of profit. Else give me null. Else take none. Okay. So it is a logic I am taking. If my when the last equal to 0, for the last value, the last equal to 0. So if my last equal to 0, then give me the sum of profit, else give me null. So hit apply and hit OK. So now let me drag this last profit. Let me drag this last profit and again drop it into the rows. Again drop it into the rows. So here Tableau is showing the profit in one pane and the last profit in the other pane. So how to compare both the measures on the single pane? By default, as here we're having two measures, Tableau is taking profit on one pane and the last profit on the other pane. So how to compare the two measures on a single pane? Just take the dual axis. Just take the dual axis. Okay, if you take the dual axis, now Tableau going to compare the two measures on the single pane. But here Tableau is showing the indicator like 235 nulls. So here I don't want to show this indicator. Okay, here as here we are showing only the null values. So as we are taking all the previous values, as we are taking the last value, and as here we are taking the null for the remaining values, Tableau is giving us total 235 nulls. So how to hide this indicator? If you want to hide this, just simply right click on it, just click on hide indicator. After hiding that indicator, okay, just go to the last profit and increase the size of the circle. Increase the size of circle until they overlap each other. So now here we got the spark line. Finally we have to color it. Here finally we have to color it. So if the value is more than, if the last profit is more than the before, then we have to show it in the red color. Else we have to show it in the green color. So how to compare? So the last profit, as we are seeing only the last profit, I'm taking one logic. I'm taking one calculated field called as color. I'm taking Zn of sum of profit. Zn of sum of profit, which indicates the current profit value minus how to get the previous value. I'm taking the lookup of Zn of sum of profit comma minus 1 I'm taking this complete difference is greater than 0 or not. When it is greater than 0, if my current value profit is more than the previous value, then the difference is more than 0, right? So just click on apply, and click on OK. So where I am going to place this field is on the last profit. So as here on the last profit, just we are taking only one value. So this sum of profit indicates the last value. So for that last value, I am taking the previous value and I am performing the comparison whether my current value is more than the previous value or not. So it is going to give us two values, true and false. True indicates the current value is more than the previous value, and false indicates the current value is less than the previous value. So I'm going to color, just I'm going to edit colors. For false means red, true means as is more than the previous. I'm taking green color, click on apply and click on OK. So here for the two regions, east and south, their last profit value is more than the previous value, and for the remaining three regions, their last value is less than their previous value. So these type of charts are called as spark lines, and also here will indicate the bumps, the up and downs in their profits. So it is called as the spark line chart. Okay, so let me build one more spark line. Let me build one more spark line for months across all the years. I'm taking month. I'm taking month-wise discounts. This time I'm taking month-wise discounts. Okay, so for the as here we want the continuous data. I'm taking, let me take the day. I'm taking the day. So the day, now let me take the quarter. Okay, I'm taking the quarters. So next, get the last value. So how to get the last value? Last discount. Take if and only of. If last equals to 0, the logic is same everywhere. Then give me average of discount. Else, give me null. Hit apply and hit OK. Drag that last discount and drop it into rows. Okay, it is giving us some nulls. Hide them. Perform the dual access. Okay, so take them in the form of, just let me move it up. Slightly. And then move it up a little bit. Move it up. Okay. Just I'm hiding this access. Right click, check show header. Okay, so now just increase the size of the last discount. So you want to compare it, just create a calculated field with the name color and the logic is same. Children of average of discount minus lookup of children of average of discount comma -1. This difference should be greater than 0. So it is giving error because already we are having a field with the name color. I'm naming it as color underscore discount. So click on apply and click on OK. Just for the last discount, drag color underscore T and drop into color. So indicate true with the green, false with red. Okay, yeah, now see here. Now here we're comparing the values. So it is called as the spark line. Next. The next type of chart I'm discussing is slope lines. Slope lines. So basically using the slope lines we can able to compare, with the help of the slope lines we can able to compare the actual values with the target values, and if the actual value is more than the target value then we will indicate that line in the green color, okay, with the slope towards the target value, and if the actual value is less than the target value then we will indicate that line, okay, in the form of red color and slope towards the actual value. So how exactly it looks? Let me show you that. So how exactly that looks means the slope lines looks like this. Okay, the slope lines looks like this. Here this is showing in the red color. It means this chart actual value, which is sale, is less than the budget sales. So how to build a slope line chart? Just to compare the actual value has reached the target or not in the form of a line, you can able to build a slope line like this. So how to get the slope lines? So just go to Tableau to get the slope lines. Just go to Tableau. So here I'm not having any target metric field. So I'm connected to the superstore. Let me connect to the data. MS Access, superstore is of MS Access. Just go to browse, copy chain, and click on open. Hit OK. Just click on the copy chain query. Just go to the sheet. Now on the copy chain here I'm having profit and the budget profit. So how to build this sparkline means we have to perform the access blending. So I'm taking budget profit. Next drag the profit. After dragging both, it is giving the output in the form of bar chart, but we want in the form of line. Just take the chart in the form of line. So it is giving us a line at the level of, it is giving us only one single line because it is giving us the value at the level of the data source. So how to get the value at the level of the product? Just go to dimensions, drag the product and drop it into detail. Just drag the product from the dimensions and drop it into detail. Now it is giving us information at the detail level of product. Now here how to compare the profit with the budget profit. Okay, just here I would like to color this line. I'm creating the calculated field with the name color. So I'm taking sum of profit minus sum of budget profit. Sum of budget profit. Okay, here to color this, I'm taking this logic. Here what I'm taking is sum of profit minus sum of budget profit. Here I'm doing the subtraction between actual value and the targeted value. So it is again going to give us a measure. So how Tableau going to color the measure? So how Tableau going to color the measure means, okay, in one single color. If the value is positive, Tableau by default going to color that measure in the green, and if the value is negative, by default Tableau going to color that measure in the red. So now I'm taking profit minus budget profit. Here the value can be either positive or negative. If it is negative, Tableau going to color in the red. If it is positive, Tableau going to color in the green. Hit apply and hit OK. So now drag the color. Now just drag the color field and drop it into color. So you see here it is showing us a slope towards the profit. So the slope towards the profit means the profit is less. Let me show you the products. Let me drag the product and drop into label. For all these products, it is showing the slope towards the profit. Okay, it means it indicates their profit is less than the budget profit. And for the remaining products, they're showing a slope towards the budget profit. It indicates their profit is more than the budget profit or the target profit. So just to show whether the actual value has reached the target or not, then we will use these kind of slope lines. Next. The next type of chart is Pareto chart. Okay. The next type of chart is Pareto chart. So using the Pareto chart, okay, basically this Pareto chart is based on the Pareto principle. This Pareto chart is based on the Pareto principle. It is also called as 80-20 rule. It is also called as 80-20 rule. So what 80-20 rule states? So what 80-20 rule states is always the 80% of the outcomes, always the 80% of the outcomes will be contributed by the 20% of inputs. What Pareto principle states is always the 80% of the outcomes, okay, will be obtained from the 20% of the inputs. It means if you take any organization, the 80% of the work will be done by the 20% of the people. or the 80% of the sales will be obtained from 20% of the products. Okay, so in that way this Pareto principle states. So let's apply this Pareto principle in the form of Pareto chart in Tableau, in the form of a Pareto chart in Tableau. So to demonstrate this, I am taking customer wise sales. I am taking customer wise sales to build the Pareto chart. So how to build a Pareto chart for the customer wise sales? So here I am taking 80% sales. So the 80% sales will be contributed by 20% of customers. Yes, I would like to confirm whether the 80% of the sales are contributed by the 20% of the customers or not. So how to build this? So just go to Tableau, go to the Superstore. I am taking the customer name into my columns. Next I am taking the sales into my rows. I can just sort the view in the descending order and show it in the entire view. Okay, just I have sorted the view in the descending order and I'm showing in the entire view. Next, after sorting it, so how to get here the 80% of total sales? So first we have to compute the total sales. So how to get total sales? Just go to quick table calculation and add the running total. If I add the running total, it is going to perform the summation of all the customers. So now on the running total to get the percent of sales, again perform a secondary calculation and select the secondary calculation type as percent of total. So now on the cumulative total, here again I am performing percent of total. Click on apply and click on OK. Now here we got the cumulative total. So till here these customers are contributing 80%. Okay. So now here we got the percent of sales. Now how to get percent of customers? So as a customer name being the dimension, we cannot add any table calculation to get percent of customers. So if we want to apply any table calculation means we have to convert that field to measure. So how to convert that field to measure? I click on sale, just go to measure and select count listing. So here I am converting this customer name to just the measure because here I am taking the count distinct aggregation. Now after taking the count distinct aggregation, just compute, just add a table calculation. Of running total table across and just perform a secondary calculation. Take the secondary calculation type as percent of total. Click on apply and click on OK. Now here we got the percent of sales and percent of customers. So by default here Tableau is computing at the level of the superstore. It is giving us only one scatter. But here we want at the level of customer. Drag the customer name and drop it into detail. Okay, drag the customer name and drop it into detail to get at the level of customer. And sort the view in the descending order. And sort the view in the descending order of sales. The sorting is very, very important for this particular chart. Here we have to sort the view in the descending order of sales. Click on apply and click on OK. Now here both these two calculations are computing. Here these two calculations are computing at the table across level. But here you have to compute across the customer. Go to edit table calculation. Set compute across customer. Set compute across customer. Similarly, the sales also, as you have to compute across all the customers. Don't select table across, select customer. Select customer, click on apply and click on OK. Now here, let me convert this chart type to bar. Here we got the Pareto chart. So now here we are seeing how much 80% is contributed, how much percent of customers we are having and how much percent of sales we are having. Let me modify the tooltip. We go to tooltip and I'm taking percent of sales. I'm taking it percent of sales. And here I'm taking percent of customers. And here I'm taking percent of customers. Just hit OK, and now in the tooltip here we can able to see the percent of customers and the percent of sales. So this, if you see here, 19.81% of customers, they're contributing 80.28% of sales. Here I would like to add a line. Okay, here I would like to add a line. So in such a way that at 80% of sales and at 20% of customers, I would like to add a line. So how to add the line? So along the axis we can able to add, one type of lines called as the reference lines. So reference lines is a separate concept in Tableau where we can able to identify the distribution of values along the axis. So just on the view along the axis we can able to add a line. So how to add the reference line? Just go to analytics, drag the reference line and drop it into table. So here we can able to add the required computation or the required value. So here I would like to add the value. So I am taking the constant value. So here I am taking the value as 0.80 to get the 80% of sales. So it is taking here. So let me modify it. So just click on that line and click on edit option. So just take the constant or take 80% of sales. Hit OK. Here we got the 80% of sales and it is adding this line on x-axis also. Here we got one more line. On x-axis we got customers. Just add 20% of customers. Hit OK. So here where the 80% and the 20% is meeting or interacting. So here 20.07% of customers, they're contributing 80.61% of sales. Let me color this particular visualization by taking the percent of customers. So I'm dropping into color. Here I would like to color in such a way that I would like to color till 20% I would like to color in one color, and after 20% I would like to color in the other color. So just go to edit colors in the palette. Just select two colors. I'm selecting let's say orange, blue. So till 20% I would like to show it in one color. So how to show that customized colors means, just here we have one more option called as advanced. If we go to advanced, here we can able to specify start, end and center. I'm taking the center as 0.20. Here I'm taking the center as 0.20. So at 0.20 means that 20% I'm adding one color. Just click on apply and click on OK. So here we're showing till 20% we're showing in one color, and after 20% here we're showing in the other color, because this 20% of the customers, they're contributing 80% of the sales. So this type of chart is called as the Pareto chart. Let me build one more Pareto chart for the item wise profits. So how to build it? The process is same for any dimension, for any measure. The process is same. Drag item and drop it into columns. Drag profit and drop it into rows. Now sort the view in the descending order. Select entire view. So how to get the percent of profits? Right click on profit. Go to add table calculation. Select the calculation type as running total. Okay. And just perform a calculation and take percent of total. Here we got the percent of total. Next, how to get the percent of items? Drag item, just take count distinct. Now on the item, just add a table calculation of type running total, perform a secondary calculation of 5% of total, click on apply and click on OK. Now it is giving us at the level of the data source. Drag the item and drop it into detail. Okay, so just sort this item in the descending order of profit, descending order of profit. Click on apply and click on OK. Now we have to change the addressing of this fields to item. Okay, item. So now here once add the reference lines. Just convert this to bar chart. So how to add the reference line? Go to analytics, drag the line and drop it into the table. So just take the competition as constant and taking 0.80. Hit OK. Just click on this line and just go to edit. For the item, take 20%. Hit OK. And for this profit, take here 80%. So we see here the 17, okay, the 18%, 18% of customers are contributing 95% of profits. So basically, most of the times this particular rule going to work. Okay, most of the times this particular rule it is going to work. So it is called as the Pareto chart. So any questions guys till now on these three charts? Any questions? On these three charts, any questions? Okay, let me build the next type of chart. So next I would like to build all the charts manually. It means I would like to build the heat map, bubble chart, tree chart, okay, and pie chart manually. So how to build these charts manually? Okay, because the heat map, bubble chart and tree chart are the new type of charts from Tableau 8. Sometimes we should know how to, okay, sometimes we may come across the situations where we have to build these charts manually. So I'm taking one example, continent-wise sales. So for the continent-wise sales, I would like to build these 4 charts manually. So first let me start with the tree chart. So just go to Tableau, create a new sheet. Okay, so now just take the continent and drop it into text. Next, take the required measure sales and drop it into size. So Tableau automatically create the tree chart. So if you want to create the tree chart, just only 2 steps. Okay, drag the required dimension and drop it into label, required measure and drop it into color and size. Okay, required measure and drop it into color and size. So it is the tree chart. Next, how to build the bubble chart? So just drag the continent and drop it into text, sales and drop it into size, sales and drop it into color, and in the marks tab just select the circle. So we set the circle here. What we got here? We got the bubble chart. Drag sales and drop it into label. It is the example for the bubble chart. Next, after building the bubble chart, if you want to get the heat map, So how to build the heat map means drag the continent and drop it into rows. Okay, next drag the sales and drop it into size. Place the sales and drop it into size, Tableau going to use us. Okay, so Tableau going to use us the heat map automatically. It is the example for the heat map. Then how to build the pie chart manually. To build the pie chart manually, drag the continent and drop it into text. Okay, drag the continent and drop it into text. Drag the sales and drop it into size. The marks can just select the pie chart. Okay, so just place the measure into size, dimension into label, select the pie in the marks. Now just color this view with the continent. Just color this view with the continent. Okay, so now it is showing us each and every continent wise contribution. It is showing us each and every continent wise contribution. So we can able to build these charts manually also. Next, so why I build the charts manually means sometimes we have to build. Okay, in fact, if you go to any festivals and reviews, they'll ask some questions. They will give you one chat and they would like to know the answers from you, like what the navigations to build that chat. So I'm having one chat like this. So how to build a chat like this in Tableau? How to build a chat like this in Tableau? So it is called as the heat map only. It is called as the heat map only. It is called as the sorted heat map. So basically using the heat map we can able to perform the proportionate analysis. So on this type of chart we can able to add the highest value or the maximum value and the minimum value, and we can able to identify the distribution of values. So let me show you how to build this chart. So to build that chart, okay, that chart contains two dimensions. One is customer and next the other is item. Drag the item and drop it into columns. Next, after taking the item, so how to build the heat map? Drag the requirement of sales and drop it into size. Drag sales and drop it into size. In toolbar, click on the descending order. In toolbar, click on the descending order, and in the presentation mode, just select entire view. Now here we got the required sorted heat map. So on this, how to add the minimum and maximum values? Just go to label and click on min or max. So just click on the presentation view again. So if you click on the min or max, so it is not showing the values. Just drag the sales and drop into label. Okay, now it is showing us the minimum and maximum. So the maximum sales value is okay 100,000 and the minimum is $1. So it is the example for the sorted heat map. It is the example for the sorted heat map. Next, how to build small multiple heat maps. How to build small multiple heat maps. So how exactly this chart is going to look? So let me show you that small multiple heat maps also. So in this way the small multiple heat maps is going to look. So again with the help of the small multiple heat maps, again we can able to see okay how the values are distributing in the form of multiple panes. Okay, it is also called as panel chart. It is also called as the panel chart. So with the help of these charts we can able to identify the distribution of the values. Let me build that chart. So to build that I'm taking ship mode. I'm taking ship mode and I'm taking the customer and I'm taking the continent and next I'm taking the category. So how to build the heat map? Just simply take the required measure and drop it into size. Okay, drop it into size, sort in the descending order, and select the entire view. Okay, just drag the profit and drop into color. So now here we got the required small multiple heat map. Here we got the required small multiple heat map. So it is the example with the small multiple heat map. So next. The next type of chat is dumbbell chat or DNA chat. Dumbbell chat or the DNA chat. So when we use that chat, if we want to compare the range of values in between the minimum and maximum, if we want to compare the range of values in between the minimum and maximum, then we will make use of this dumbbell or the DNA chat. Okay, so just to show the values in between the maximum and minimum, we will make use of this dumbbell or the DNA chat. So let me build the dumbbell chat for the category wise order quantity. For the category wise order quantity. So how to build this? Just create a new sheet in Tableau, drag the category, next drag the order quantity and drop it into columns, change the aggregation to maximum. Okay. Next, so how to build this chart? Me just perform the axis blending by taking minimum and maximum. Now again take the aggregation to minimum. Here we got the minimum value and the maximum value. Just drag the measure names and drop it into color. Okay, change the mark type to circle. Okay, change the mark type to circle. So here to get that in the form of dumbbell, take one more order quantity in field and drop it into the columns. Here it is showing measure values in one pane, order quantity in the other pane. How to compare them on the single pane? Just perform dual axis. Okay, just perform dual axis. Now on the order quantity, take the aggregation as again the maximum. Again the maximum. So it is hiding the other circle on the top of this. So just go to the maximum order quantity and change the chart type to bar. Go to the maximum order quantity and change the chart type to bar and decrease the size of that bar. And here we got the required dumbbell. So with the help of this dumbbell here, what we can able to make out here, we can able to identify that. Let me decrease the size. Okay, so with the help of this dumbbell, we can able to identify the values. Okay, the values. For example, if you take this category, the order quantities are in between the 0 and the 160. The range of values are in between the 0 and the 160. And if you take the bookcases, the order quantities are in between the 0 and 190. So just to identify the distribution of values, we'll make use of this particular DNA chart. Next chart, lollipop chart. Sometimes the client want to build us the lollipop charts just for the effective identification of values along the axis. So how to build this lollipop charts? So I would like to build the lollipop chart for the category wise order quantity. So how to build the lollipop chart means again by taking the again by making this the dual axis. So just go to Tableau, create a new sheet, take category, drag order quantity. Okay, so next here take one more order quantity and change this mark type to change this mark type to circle. Change this mark type to circle and just perform the dual axis. If you perform the dual axis, it is showing both in the form of circle. Just go to the first order quantity, change the mark type to bar and just decrease the size of the bar. Just decrease the size of the bar, go to the second order quantity, increase the size of the circle. Now just drag the order quantity and drop it into color, or just drag the category and drop it into color. Okay, we can able to show it in the different colors. Okay, yes. So it is an example for the lollipop chart. So it's all about the advanced charts. So we have a few more. I'll discuss them later if I get some time because they are optional charts. Whereas these 15 are important. Okay, these 15 advanced charts are most important in the real time. So any questions on the 15 charts? Any questions? Alright, so
Wait, Ajwal, sorry.
yeah.
So the requirement